when you know a house, you're getting a call from someone, it's in probate, or getting ready to, dad just died yesterday. What do you typically tell these people? I can't do
So
anything at this point.
if an attorney calls me, then I know 9 times out of 10 it's legitimate. I do get phone calls sometimes from heirs or people that are interested in saying, I have this house, it's in probate, I want to do a listing agreement, this and that. I have access to the court system. So the first thing I do is look up the probate and read all the pleadings and make sure this person has or is what they say they are and has that authority. Not a lot of times, but sometimes they make a mistake where they will eventually have that authority, but they
But
don't
not
quite
yet.
have it yet.
Yep. Yep.
So typically I'll call them back and say, hey, usually there's an attorney involved. Say, hey, you need to call your attorney so he or she can explain this to you. Or if they've already given you my number, then we've got to wait a little bit longer because as of right now, you don't have the right to sign anything on that. But in my experience, here's how much longer it's going to take you, to get that authority, if you will.
Perfect. Okay. All right. Let's go to our next point. Can the home be sold immediately? Well, we just answered that question. No. So let's go through in more depth, Corey, the court authority, the personal representative or the executor, so on and so forth.
So the home cannot be sold immediately because a person that owns a home is deceased. The estate is being monitored by the court. The attorney that's handling that estate is going to do all kinds of stuff with the will, put in the letters, do all the things to get that executor or administrator named by the court. And they're going to get a court order, which is what I need to show that, Jamie Sue is now the administrator of the estate, which owns 123 ABC Street. That process, John, can take as little as a couple months. It can be strung out for 2 years. It depends on the estate. It depends on what other issues are happening. I will tell you that I have received calls before where people said, I want to put the house on the property. I explain it to them. A week later, the house is on the market. And I just sit back and go, but they don't have anything. Like they don't have the right to do it, but there are a lot of people out there that don't understand these processes.
Wow. You mean other real estate professionals?
Correct. Yes. They
quote professionals. Yeah.
Yeah. And they are going to get.
Can you imagine the title mess? Can you imagine? Hold on a second. As an outsider looking in, as you explain that, Corey, can you imagine Dwight's the buyer? I'm the ding dong agent. Get to the closing table and. Well, I'm sure title would have picked it up probably right before the closing, but
title will pick it up prior to that, usually with the title report. But I'll tell you, I don't want to segue somewhere else. There are some fly-by-night title companies now that may or may not pick it up. So everybody just needs to be careful. If somebody is deceased and you're handling a property, make sure you have court authority to do it because it creates a nightmare.
It sounds like a area, Corey, that in future could be, scammed, that type, it feels like that you got to be very careful, with that. Cause it just feels like that's, you see sure that?
I haven't seen that yet, but I'm sure it's happening in courts. Cause the thing with these two, and I'm guessing it's everywhere all over the country, these are public documents. So with public documents, some smart computer guy can create something to go in and read these documents and find these deeds and do these things. And so, it's an area right for, criminals to do things. But I would assume also that on the other side of that, the court system has seen this before. And now they've got procedures in place to make sure certain things happen. The title companies are getting hammered with AI fraud, all kinds of fraud. So their warning lights go off all the time. So it's very hard to get through a reputable title company fraudulently, especially with the probate.
Perfect.